but now I move it the market way. Late nights, cold hands, still I kept my face on. Pocket full of pressure, but I never stayed broke long. I seen a bottom, I seen a climb, lost a little time, got it back in time. Now they want the formula, want the whole lane. I was in the rain, now I own the chain. From the streets to Wall Street, yeah, I get it out the market, yeah. From the streets to Wall Street.
What's going on, hustlers? Welcome back to the Stock Hustler Network, and you tuning in to the Hustle House with Sir Willoughby. And we got a lot to simplify. The markets has been volatile the last 2 weeks, and to help everyday traders, I like to keep you informed, just so you can beat the institutions or trade like the institutions, or eventually invest like the institutions, at least follow the money and where the money going. So we're gonna tap into it this week. It's been very informational. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, notification bell, and send this out to somebody who's ready to learn. And earnings season is officially here. And over the next 2 weeks, the market could make some of the biggest moves of the summer. We've potentially been trading flat, so we could see some good moves higher, or we could see some breakouts lower. We're gonna keep our eyes on. The last week, the conversation we talked about was all about the CPI and the PPI, and both reports showed inflation cooling more than expected. But to help calm some fears around inflation, but now Wall Street moving on. Kind of had this priced in. You get what I'm saying? I'm watching my market. It's a family show, but they kind of had it priced in already with the CPI and the PPI data. Whether it was good or bad, I was suggesting. So the next big inflation report is the PCE data, and the Fed's favorite inflation gauge. That's the next major macro event traders are waiting on. But tonight, inflation took a back seat, and big tech just stole the show. Google, Tesla, IBM, and ServiceNow and Texas Instruments all reported earnings after closing bell today, and we're already seeing overnight reactions. Let's break it all down. Today's session was mostly a waiting game. If you ain't had a perfect setup, you shouldn't have traded. If you ain't see the perfect breakdown, you shouldn't have got in. Or after that, it was playing flat. The NASDAQ finished lower. The S&P 500 also slipped, and the Dow Jones nearly closed flat as traders reduced risk ahead of the first major Magnificent Seven earnings report coming up. Rising oil prices tied to the continued Middle East tension also pressed sentiment throughout the day, spiked back over $85–90 a barrel. The AI trade has carried this market for like the last 2 years and a half. Now investors want proof that all this spending on artificial intelligence is actually producing profits. And is it going to pay off? Because are we buying in the future valuation, or are we buying into like the next 5 years of profits that's going to start turning the corner very soon? And that's why tonight earnings really mattered so much. That wasn't just beating the estimates. It was all about, it's proven, is the AI boom still alive, or is just a bust? Google came in, absolute crushed earnings. The company posted a massive earnings beat. Revenue came in stronger than expected, and the Google Cloud continued exploding with the AI demand that it has with Gemini, and now reached roughly 950 million active users. I currently use Gemini. I like it. So why wasn't the stock flying? Because Wall Street is worried about one thing: the AI spending. Alphabet continues spending tens of billions in building AI infrastructure, and investors are questioning how long does this massive capital expenditure will produce cash flow, because the pressure is on for them right now. Yeah, was it a great quarter, but investors want even more. Tesla came in. Tesla had a rough report. I ain't gonna lie. Crashed, went down, was already falling before. But revenue did beat expectations, but the earnings missed. Margins remain under pressure, and profitability disappointed investors once again. The stock immediately traded lower in the after hours trading as investors focused on weaker earnings and continued margin compressions. The stock really was getting beat up. I ain't even gonna lie. I've been getting beat up for the last few months. And it's at a critical level right now though, but it kind of broke up under there. We had IBM quietly had a solid report. It came in real quiet. Revenue came in slightly ahead of the expectations. Software continued growing, and management reaffirmed its pushing into AI and quantum computing. That's another thing we're going to talk about on another video. Shares move higher after the report as investors like the stability in the AI outlook. ServiceNow also was a winner, another winner. ServiceNow beat earnings and revenue expectations. Although guidance wasn't as perfect as expected, the investors like management long-term outlook, and the stock traded higher after hours off of that earnings beat. Off of that revenue beat. Texas Instruments came in too. This is a lesser hyper name, but it was a big name to pay attention to. Also surprised with the upside, strong earnings, strong revenue. Another sign that parts of the semiconductor cycle continue improving. We got to keep our eyes on the chips, man, because they still making money. That's good news for overall sector of the chips heading into a deeper earnings season next week. Also tomorrow. But before we jump into tomorrow's trade setups and everything shared in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. Also do your own research. Having a trading plan and never risking your money you can't afford to lose. Please don't do that. Trading options carry significant risk. So manage your position size and protect your capital and seek financial advice if you need help. Now let's get to watching these levels. So DRAM, I'm looking to buy DRAM. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see the chart, so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. I'm trying to buy DRAM ahead of the earnings. I really don't care after, after Tuesday. The prices that I'm looking at, I really don't care what they do, as long as it stays in that area. You know what I mean? So let's pull up DRAM real quick, so we can get our look on these charts. Alright, so we got DRAM right here. Alright, so we looking at DRAM. I'm liking DRAM. Very bullish and long term. Finna start buying more positions in DRAM. I'll probably continue adding more shares tomorrow, the following day, probably on into next week. I'm liking DRAM. Anything below $61 right now. It continue looking attractive to me. If sellers push this lower, it could break the previous month low, the 55.08. But I won't panic. Instead, I'm looking to add even more around the 48.43 if we find support or if we see a strong bounce. Sometimes your biggest gains come from buying quality companies during these correction times. This is exactly what I'm saying. So if you look at these levels, take a screenshot of that. I'm looking at this thing. Anything below the $61 I'm getting, man. I'm getting that. Breaking below that, I'm starting to wait. I want to wait, see if it's going to hold up around here. If it don't, I want to see if it's going to fall down and touch my level of support again on the bottom end of the previous week low. If it does that, I'm looking to add heavy on that area. Let's jump into the spot so we can see what day trades we're looking at for tomorrow. So as we look at the spot, green counter close above 750. It keeps the bulls in control. If we reclaim that level, I'm looking to add. If we looking to reclaim that level, I'm looking toward the next 755 next level. Above 750, I'll watch around for the 753 calls. I'm gonna be keeping my eye on to see if we can reclaim that 755 after we get the breakout. If the market rolls over because of some crazy news with earnings below the 745, I'm targeting the 743 puts. Tomorrow morning will likely depend on how traders digest tonight's earnings. So that will be good to pay attention to in the pre-markets. What are we getting on the 1 hour and the 4 hour chart? We keep our eye on QQQ. Let's see what the NASDAQ doing, because this is good, because as you see these gray levels that I have marked, the The QQQ basically is a track of the NASDAQ. If you don't know, the NASDAQ has been creating lower lows and lower highs. So we got levels where it's creating lower lows and lower highs. So it's been falling down for the last all summer, and it's been trading flat between the 687 and the 748 range, but it hasn't broken above that 726.25 $20 range in a minute. So, but this is what I'm looking at on QQQ. Probably I'll be watching the closest. The buyers reclaim the 710. I'm looking for the 712 calls. A strong move above 714 confirms more bullish momentum. Earnings drag tech lower below the 702. I'm looking toward the 698 puts. Google and Tesla alone have enough weight to move the ETF significantly. So we definitely can keep our eye on calls if it's trading higher in the pre-markets in the morning. Right now, currently in the overall night, it's trading lower than what it closed at, around the 703.60 range. IWM, I love my small caps. And we're gonna get into it. IWM on the daily chart. Closed red today for small caps. Overall bullish, the 296.50 and the 297 range is where buyers stepping in at. I'm looking at the 298, 299 calls, because if we break that level, we definitely for sure can reclaim the $300 level. 301 is 302 is kind of critical resistance, but I know if I know from what the chart's telling me that if we can reclaim the 296, 297 for sure, I'm looking at 298, 299 calls that can print for me. If we lose momentum below 292, I'm targeting the 290 puts. Could potentially look for 289s, and if we definitely break below that 291, I'm looking at 289s for sure, and I'm willing to hold those overnight for like 2 nights, but not long, for that to play out. And the market is in sort of a correction. It's kind of coming down in certain sectors. You're looking to see lower lows, you're seeing lower highs, so that means the market is slowly falling down. But overall, we still in that bullish uptrend. If you start to zoom out, if we go to the spot and we zoom out on the weekly, like we still in that bullish uptrend. Like we ain't made a correction yet. Full correction would be the 717 down below to this 684 level. That would be a full correction coming in if we get breaks below the 3 previous month low and the 3-month low and the previous month low for sure. That's on the spot. So just pay attention to the chart, man. Keep your eyes open on it, because the chart tells you a story, and if you're not paying attention to the story, you'll get lost in your emotions and what you feel like you think the chart's gonna do. So we are far from finished. Tomorrow we get another major round of earnings, including Intel, and next week the calendar gets even heavier with more mega cap technology companies coming with reports. This is where trends are created. If companies continue beating expectations while raising guidance, the AI trade could continue leading this market. But if guidance starts disappointing and the CapEx spending is not where it needs to be, and profitability is not in foresight of investors, expect volatility to increase quickly. Remember, markets don't move on yesterday's numbers. They move on tomorrow's expectations. That's exactly why guidance matters more than the earning beats itself. If this breakdown helped you prepare for tomorrow's session, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to Stock Hustler Network, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I drop these videos and updates. Join NexGen Traders community, man. If you need somewhere to come learn, I have courses in NexGen Traders community where you can briefly learn how to trade options, how to build a foundation for your stock portfolio for long-term growth, and just basically how to understand terminology and get in tune. We got live trainings over there. We do twice a week on Sundays, Mondays, or we do them every Friday Lately I've been starting back live trading. I'm trying to live trade 2 Mondays out of the month, and we live trade every Friday of the month when I ain't got nothing to do, because I am a busy man. Besides that, I have other things going on. But if you need somewhere to come learn, I have classes, courses, and quizzes that you can come over here and take and get tuned so you can learn to earn and start making some money with us. And if you already kind of cool with investing, you know how to trade, you know how to swing, you know how to buy, but you just not hip on options and how to understand how to trade options and make that fast, passive, active income, come join NexGen Traders, man. We got the options trading made simple course over there, and you can come over there and learn options just like that and be in and out. Also, this video is brought to you by the NexGen Traders community and Moomoo. If you ain't got no platform to trade on, the link will be in the description below, along with the other links, and you can sign up for Moomoo. Go over there, deposit $100, you get 8.1% on your uninvested cash yearly. So that's a great platform, and I use that platform for my level 2, level 3 data to help me navigate the market so I know where I'm going. I need you to let me know if you're serious about becoming a better trader, and if you want to come over here and start making some money with us. I'm gonna start posting the stock market wins that we have in our school community, so you can see that we actually helping people win, and we actually got gains with receipts. So we're gonna start posting those so you can see and start celebrating my people in the school community. Who's the biggest winner for you this earnings season? Google, NVIDIA, Microsoft, or somewhere else. What name you got? Put it in the comments for me. Always, trade smart, manage your risk, please, and I'll see you at opening bell. Remember, motivation plus dedication equals progression, and I believe in you. Let's get it.
Dips, I lean in. If it rips, I'm already there. One hand on the wrist, one hand on the dare. Watching levels going long, watching levels going long. Playing it short, I play it smart. Stock options in my